Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 79 today and we are back for a big impromptu FA Cup tie. It's the fourth round, it's a North London derby, it's me v Thierry Henry. And let's be honest, in the grand scheme of our season, where we really desperately want to win something, there's not many bigger games than this about. There is good news in the Premier League as well. Well, you could construe it as good or bad news. And there is a whole host of players that are unavailable, including a couple of new faces. So if you're looking forward to all of that, big action off the pitch, big action on it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from two long-term stories. Keep your eyes peeled for a few slightly different things on the channel. But a massive thank you for your continued support both on here and on the Twitch channel too. I really do appreciate it. But let's have a look at what's been going on since we were last here with Tottenham, because we said we were going to come back at the end of the window to try and see perhaps what was happening in terms of January signings, a big deadline day, and maybe some Premier League action at the top. But of course, the FA Cup is throwing up a massive tie, and most of the transfer work, I would imagine based on our budget, has probably happened already. Of course, the big news at the end of the last episode is that the board had increased our transfer budget to 54 million in January. And that gave our director of football a little bit more room for manoeuvre. And he's been able to bring in a couple of fantastic players. And we have had some leave the club as well. So let's go and have a look at what's been happening and then we'll check the recent results. So transfer news is as follows. A few players potentially going out. Looks like most of them have been rejected. So potentially no movement there. But if we look at the history, it's been a busy old month. 4 signings, 2 of them massive first team additions, quite a few players going out on loan and 1 youngster leaving the club permanently. So it's all changed here at Tottenham Hotspur, but more importantly, the first team squad is improving. So let's very quickly get through the outs. Mohamed Diallo leaves for Crystal Palace, where he's now gone out on loan to Gillingham. He's a young 19-year-old Ghanaian midfielder and he wasn't going to make it at this level. So we're more than happy for him to go. The director of football getting nearly 200 grand. Richard Bentil, a good young fullback, he's gone on loan to Fulham. He'll get half a season of football there. And in our feeder club, my beloved Luton Town take young Northern Irish keeper Gary Martin and young central midfielder Cameron Nightingale. So hopefully we're helping my beloved club as well. But more importantly is what's been happening with the ins. So let's get the 2 youngsters out the way. Firstly, we've got Hadji from PSG, 525,000. He's going to be okay. 2-star ability, 3-star potential. Never going to set the world alight, but I'm sure one day it'll be a solid backup at this level. Brandon Flint from Livingston, £14,000 as well. Young centre-half. Not quite sure why he's joined, but maybe if he's just filling the under-23 squad. We'll give him a little bit of leeway because of the 2 first-team signings he's brought in, and they're the ones that have really got me excited. So the first one is a bit unfortunate because you saw him on the list of unavailable players today. Alexis Sailmakers from Manchester City. 33 million up front, rising to 41.5. He is a 29-year-old Belgian wing-back. He can play full-back, wing-back and anywhere else down the right. 3-star ability, definite first-choice standard. 110 grand a week, he's worth more than we bought him for, but he's already got himself an injury. If we go and have a look at the attributes, 3 weeks out after his Sheffield United game, and unfortunately he's twisted his ankle and he'll be out for the foreseeable. So we've missed out on having him for the next few games, including this big cup tie. But he's possibly the second best signing of the window. Might be the one we needed in the squad most, but we also needed a backup left winger. And we haven't got that. We've got a first choice left winger. Franco Espinosa, £11 million from Boca Juniors. He's on 245 grand a week, has 4-star ability, a resilient personality, incredible physical attributes, 18 for agility, acceleration and balance, great stamina, great pace, very good technically. In the key areas, he's brilliant. He's great off the ball, he's good mentally, and he tries to killer balls, tries to get in the opposition area. And based on a Yildiz who scored a lot of goals with his head, he's also a 6-footer, great jumping reach, and likes to get in the box at the back post. So for all of the things we're looking for, he could be the perfect left winger. Already an Argentine international, and for 11 million, albeit the wages are astronomical, that's one of the best deals we're going to ever get. So well done, director of football. For 45 million, he's got me 2 excellent players in positions I need. I can't really complain. However, if we go and have a look at the schedule for what's been happening, has been a little bit stop-start since you were last with me. Not been an ideal run of fixtures. We drew away at Everton following that brilliant United performance. Of course, we've already gone out of the Carabao Cup. Jeremy Boga off the bench with a late equaliser. We got out of jail here. Unfortunately, Aaron Smith picked up an injury. He's been missing ever since, just on his way back today. But let's be honest, considering Boja's now at the African Nations Cup, he's now going to be third choice on the wing. That was a crucial goal, and we've got a lot to thank him for this season. He did it earlier on in the year as well. Was it Leicester away? It was, 92nd minute. So he's picked up just in those 2 games 4 crucial points for this football club. But it wasn't the result we needed. Everton have had a poor season, but last year's 5th place side, and we struggled to make an impact. We followed it up though with a 3-0 win against Championship West Ham in the FA Cup. Boga this time with a penalty. Kamara, who's also away at the African Nations now, and D'Onofrio, who's come in as well. He made a good impact in that one. A 3-1 win at home to Leicester City followed. João Pedro got their goal, but a Federico Pereira hat-trick and a missed penalty contributed to a 3-1 win there. A 3-0 defeat followed against former club Southampton. 2 goals from new man Ethan Old and 1 from Daniel Lacero, one of our former heroes and backups, it must be said. But he had a great impact in that game. And the Southampton came back to haunt us. We knew it was going to happen eventually. And unfortunately, it was third time lucky for them. A 3-0 win at home to Sheffield United was the perfect response though. Goals for Montalvo, Santos and Pereira from the penalty spot, as well as that Sailmaker's injury of course, meant we come into this one against Arsenal in the FA Cup in fairly decent form. So we're at home, that gives us an advantage. However, we are missing Boga and Kamara, who are on international duty. We've got Alexis Sailmakers out injured. We've got Santos, LaMonaco and Smith doubtful. We're basically missing half a team, and it is not a good time for that to happen. Although it is the bigger game of the two, we have got to bear in mind that we face Norwich in 3 days. And we're still just about clinging on at the top of the Premier League, and I don't really know which one I want to push for. What I don't want to do is rest people in this cup game, then get to the situation where we lose, face Norwich and have to win, but don't have half of our first team. So it leaves me with a real difficult decision today. But I think we prioritise Arsenal. It's a North London derby after all. However, the good news in the Premier League from our point of view is United, after that defeat against us, have been on an even worse run. They followed it up with, let's be honest, a pretty horrific run of fixtures. They've beaten Villa at home, they beat the rival City and they beat Watford heavily. But they lost to Leeds, they lost to Liverpool and they lost to us. 3 away defeats in a row. And with a game more played, they're still a point behind, which is fantastic news for us. But because of our patchy form, 2 of the others have closed the gap. Chelsea and Arsenal, who we beat an episode or 2 ago, had really good performances against. We've fallen foul off here. So Chelsea just 4 points behind. Arsenal 6 points off, and they're making a real comeback. So there's the negative side of it. The positive is Liverpool are now 12 points behind us in 5th place. Same games played, and unless we have a massive collapse, that's going to be a big gap to make up. Now, they beat us 5-1 at Anfield, so in the home game, we might struggle against them. We'll see that in the next episode. But potentially, a top 4 finish is all we're looking for this year. If we finish 4th and can win either an FA Cup or Europa League, it's a brilliant season. Don't forget, Tottenham still haven't won anything in this career, so 2008, the League Cup is their last trophy. Anything we can do is spectacular. Champions League football's return is a must. If we have a look at Tottenham recently, the last time they were there is the 23-24 season. So this is their 5th season without Champions League football. And we've got to make sure it's a return. So the top 4 signs are looking brilliant. The title signs, maybe not so good. There's a few catching us who have got stronger squads and bigger strength in depth. But one of those is Arsenal. And we can get one over on the North London rivals as we go into the FA Cup tie. So the dynamics look excellent. The board, the players, the fans, the club is right on side. But we've seen what they're like in big games. We saw it in the League Cup quarter-final. We saw it against Liverpool and City in the league. But we're going all out against Arsenal. Half a squad missing, but we're doing well. And we've got extra security. The reason we're back before the kick-off is this. Tottenham have offered us a 4-year contract extension on 115 grand a week. So there were 1 or 2 of you who were a little sceptical in the comments in terms of the realism of going to Tottenham for 5 grand less a week. But we've got them back into Europe, we've boosted their finances, and now we're getting a 40 grand pay rise, and we're earning far more than we could ever have done at Southampton. The transfer budget is still 20 million despite those signings, the wage budget is huge, the expectations are realistic, the board's still going for a top 6 in the league, no importance on the Carabao Cup, they just want to reach the quarters of the Europa League and the FA Cup. And that means we need to win this game today. But if we sign the contract before, it's very hard for them to get rid of us. They still want to play good football. They still want to develop youth players. It all matches with what we'd like to do. And with just a year and a half left on our contract, to take 4 years, a 40 grand pay rise is something we can't refuse. So I said we would probably be at Tottenham for the longer haul here. We've reached a club that's got the potential to be world class. And now we've been given the opportunity to take them there. So we get bonuses for winning those 2 cups as well, the ones we're still in, although it does exclude this season. But let's try and get it up by 5 grand a week. I'm not sure we're going to have much luck, I'm afraid. We'll stick with 115. We'll take the 41 grand a week pay rise. And we're at Tottenham for the long haul here. The head coach has finally found the club to settle. Now fingers crossed we don't blow this chance. There we go then. New contract signed. The board are happy. The fitness tests don't look quite so good. We'll ignore them for now. But it's a big game. All of the big boys seem to have got through, bar Liverpool, who were battered at Brighton, 4-1. Chelsea got the victory in their game. Southampton, our former club, we've got to watch out for them after that result. Oh, City lost 3-0 at Reading. I mean, Pochettino got sacked, but they're still 10th. George Friend is their manager. He's a caretaker, but what on earth's going on there? You wouldn't have expected that at the start, would you? Manchester United won. Arsenal are against us, of course. So, in theory, with Liverpool out, with City out, and with us potentially knocking Arsenal out, it could get a lot easier to win this competition. Even Leicester are out, who knocked us out of the Carabao Cup. So, there's an opportunity starting to open here, and we've got to go and take it with both hands. So, if there was ever a doubt about whether we were going first team or rotating for this one, the question has just been answered. But with a load of the first teamers out, it's about to get a lot harder. So, let's go and pick the 11. We'll be back in a moment with the lineup. So at quick glance, you can see that Santos, LaMonaco and Smith all not quite fit yet. A couple of others not even available for selection. And we have given a debut from the start for the left winger Franco Espinosa, with a Yildiz dropping to the bench. Aside from that, it's pretty much the strongest 11. James Justin's been out injured a long time, so Cena gets the nod to start at right back. Soyuncu and Longley alongside Mendes, who's covering for Smith on the left. Of course, Willems is in goal. He's becoming world class very quickly. We've got Reina and Montalvo in the middle. Right is flanked by Espinosa and Santa Maria. Not the usual starters there. And Pereira up front is the man we're looking to. He's got 20 goals already, 19 in the league in 20 starts. And the North London derby should be one that suits him. We just need him to be at his best. Against an Arsenal side who've got the top scorer from last year's Premier League, that man Gutierrez, who was at Leicester then. And he didn't get to play against us in the league game. And I fear that may be the big difference today. A clean sheet's going to be a lot harder to come by. Not to mention the fact that our defence is weaker. But let's go and get into it. A big 4th round FA Cup tie. And with other results and with the team we're facing, we could take a big step towards winning a trophy. Let's go and see if we can do it. So 4 changes for us from the last game, and all of them, bar the Yildiz one on the left wing, are enforced due to injuries. Of course, we are basically half a squad down here. We've got to be careful. Even some of the backups like Boga, who would have come on the bench there instead of Soden at the African Nations Cup, makes it an awful lot harder. It's a very strong Arsenal side. They've gone first team as well. I think the only area they've rotated is in goal. Cohen's not their first choice, but he's come in for this one. Otherwise, they're as strong as they can be. It's going to be a really difficult test. It's going to be a magical FA Cup tie. It should be entertainment personified. So we're going to tell the lads to pick up where they left off. They were brilliant against Sheffield United. But if we play half as bad as we did against Southampton, we'll be beaten here in no time. So into it we go. The first half at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A lot of players out injured, a lot of them not fit. But we still need a big display. Let's see if we can get it. As we're defending a free kick early on, Enrique crosses it. Soyuncu heads away. He's got the experienced Longley with him again. Arsenal get in behind and score from the second cross. It looked offside. We're going to VAR and hopefully they will agree. It looked it from the naked eye. And it is. It's disallowed for offside, but we get away with one there. And we're giving away set pieces in dangerous positions. Not the start we were hoping for, but it remains 0-0. Well, I think we all knew this was going to happen, didn't we? 17 minutes after I build this has been a brilliant cup tie, and there have been no shots. Though Montalvo just changes that. Little pop shot from the edge of the box, no real pressure on him, just onto the roof of the bar. And in the last couple of minutes, we've managed to accrue 4. But no shots on target in 25 minutes after I promised a great cup tie. It's not quite what we were hoping for. And we're not hitting the target with a lot of our shots here. And that's despite the fact we've got to work the ball into the box on. You'd have thought we'd be creating good chances and maybe not quite so many. But you know what the London derby does? It forces people to take chances. They all want a name in the headlines, and Santa Maria's giving it away there. McNeil plays over to Gutierrez. That was almost an awful way to concede. Although the commentary suggests there's an injury there. He's got a tight hamstring. I doubt that's coming from a tackle, is it? We've dominated the match, but it's still goalless. As we're 10 minutes to the break, Cena finds Santa Maria. Seems to have recovered enough there. And a cross into Espinosa. He wins the header on debut, but not quite as effective as Yildiz. Doesn't go into the corner like his often do. As Ruggeri gets it at left back. He's the one who had that early goal chalked off. It's intercepted to Reina and Montalval though, and he finds Ryan Wright. He's had a new lease of life since he ended his unhappiness, and now it's Espinosa. Chance to create something special. First start for the club, and almost a hero. Skins 3 or 4, shoots from the edge, and it's just wide of the far post. We might have to take Santa Maria off here. He is struggling physically, but aside from that, it's been a good display. We just haven't got the goals to show for it. As Santa Maria finds Reina, right side of the box. Cross into Espinosa. And on his first start for the club, he is an instant hero with 60,000 fans in his stadium. He scores a header. He makes it 1-0 in the North London derby. And that will change the Arsenal team talk. It's perfect timing. And what a way to make an instant impact. No shots on target for the visitors. 13 shots in total for Tottenham. And probably the only question is, why is it not 2? We're going to tell the lads to prove a point. We've got a few more of them motivated. And in the second half, we'll certainly take the same performance. As Mendes throws down the left to Espinosa. I think the best compliment you can give is that you can't tell half of our teams out injured or away on international duty. And that's a fantastic, fantastic endorsement for some of these players. As Siunchu plays out from the back to Cena. Don't give it away. Finds Montalval. We just want to create a second chance, create a goal. Santa Maria to Perea, to Wright, into Santa Maria. I think he's off. The flag doesn't go up though. Did that just look offside? Is it just me? I'm so sure it did look it. We're not going to complain. The flag doesn't go up. There's no VAR check, so it must be fine. Tottenham 2, Arsenal 0. The man with the pulled hamstring gets away with it. And with nearly an hour on the clock, this has been the perfect FA Cup display. Couldn't be further away from what happened in the Leicester match. A big FA Cup tie, a big match, a big opportunity to get closer to a trophy. And this time we're delivering as Chiesa gets it on the right for Arsenal. Longley clears the cross away. Brilliant positioning from the centre half. We always talk about the importance of that attribute. As Wright nicks the second pass. He's surging down the left. No pressure on him. Goes all the way. And his shot's just over the bar in the end. This has been almost an absolutely inch-perfect performance. Although we're starting to get the injury problems. Mendes picks up a knock on the left-hand side. Luckily, James Justin is comfortable on both, so he'll make his first appearance on the left. He's an Arsenal fan in real life as well, so that'll be an interesting one. Santa Maria's got a knock, unaffected, but we'll take him off. No chances to be had here. Max Sodom will get a rare game on. And the last sub, I think it's going to be Reina, because he looks knackered. But we're going to leave it 5 more minutes. Then what we'll do is probably drop to our usual tactic late on in these games when we're doing well. And we'll have the holding midfielder instead of the number 10. So let's go and do that now. Ryan Wright will go into centre midfield. He will swap with Giovanni Reina. Reina will be replaced by Esposito. Lovely bit of experience. And that's why he was such a crucial signing. Because he can just go and do that. So with 15 minutes to go, we'll leave the fullbacks for now. Because we don't look under any threat whatsoever. But we just changed to that slightly more cautious tactic. And at 2-0, it could be a repeat of the league game. Lots of players missing, a very depleted squad. Arsenal have got their star striker back. But you wouldn't be able to tell it on the performance. It has been scintillating from these Tottenham boys. As Soden gets it on the right. The academy prospect is surging through the players here. Eventually gives it away to Enrique. Clayton clears long. And this is the problem with Gutierrez. He's got that individual talent. Skins 2 defenders. And just puts it into the side netting. But wonderful individual play. And he's trying to do the job on his own there. Though we've got a throw on the right. It's 2 minutes of stoppage time left. Ryan Wright plays a 1-2 with Cena. Back to Wright again. Back to the edge to Montalval. That is stunning. It's icing on the cake. It's a wonderful finish. The cartwheel's out. Tottenham 3, Arsenal 0. Humiliation in the FA Cup for the North London rivals. And a wonderful display. We've beaten a few of these top sides this year. 2 or 3 of them out of 6. But this is the first game we've really taken by the scruff of the neck and absolutely dominated. A brilliant display. I'm so glad we came back for it now. Because it's starting to show the progress of this side. So let's go and see who we get in the 5th round. And hopefully we can look at getting one step closer to a Wembley semi-final. and maybe a trophy at the end of the season. I'll see you in a moment. We finished them with a draw for the last 16 of the FA Cup, and although there's still 3 of the big boys in there are an awful lot of minnows as well. Well, not so much minnows, but sides from the lower leagues. So we're going to fancy our chances if we can get a good home draw. Let's see who we get though. The first team out of the hat, Colchester or Birmingham. We'll take that tie, but it's Charlton Athletic. There's 2 of the lower league ones gone. Aston Villa at home against Sheffield Wednesday. That's a League One side gone. Brighton at home. They dismantled Liverpool, but they've got Derby or Norwich next. Southampton, please don't let it be them. Brentford, we've avoided that. That's a good one for us. Reading of the Championship face Chelsea. We wouldn't mind seeing another shock there. Wolves or Pompey against Watford. And now there's 4 Premier League sides left. We better not get United. We really better. Home to Leeds or Sheffield United, I'm happy. If we get Manchester United after Arsenal, we'll have earned this trophy if we start winning these games. Leeds are at home. They face Sheffield United. Can you believe it? We've beaten Arsenal from the top 4 of the Premier League in the 4th round of the FA Cup. And we now face Manchester United, the champions of the last 2 years, and one of the best sides in the competition. Absolutely ridiculous. The benefit is, it is at home. We've got a little bit of luck in that regard. But if Reading can beat Chelsea, we could have all the top 6 out bar us. So we might well have been earning this trophy. Despite that, we've got a massive draw against Manchester United. And quite frankly, that's got to form part of the next episode. I'm not sure where we're going to be European-wise. It could be that we've got a massive tie there. Although in the last 16, I'm hoping that one will be a bit friendlier to us. But if not, we'll show United at home and Liverpool at home. 3 days between them. Liverpool dismantled us in the league. They're the only side to do that, bar Southampton. And we're going to have to see if we can get revenge. But what are the odds of that? 2 horrific FA Cup draws in a row. If you're looking forward to seeing if we can get one step closer though, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the Director of Football's January transfer work, as well as the progress we're making domestically. And fingers crossed soon to come in Europe as well. Subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily content from 2 long-term stories. And a massive thank you as always for your incredible support both here and over on the new Twitch channel as well. It does make a massive difference. But a big thanks for watching, your continued support as always. I hope you're still enjoying this challenge with Spurs. And fingers crossed it doesn't all go wrong in the next episode. We could throw away our chase in 2 competitions in the space of 3 days. Let's hope we avoid it though. We'll be back next time to find out how we get on. I'll see you there.